Hey everybody, it's Joe Elias. How you doing?
Hello, I'm Dr. Franklin Luke.
Today we want to talk about a topic that we're all both very sore about. We've been chatting about this all morning and thought, you know what, let's just take our great big whiteboard and let's talk about where's the love, huh? As a marketer, I can barely stand these guys, you chiropractors.
Well, as a chiropractor, I can barely stand a marketer because you guys make us angry because you don't get us. You don't get what we do.
Well, and what's really frustrating to me is I feel like when a practice needs help, I come calling with my big delivery truck. And I bring all these patients, right? So I feel like I'm doing the right job because I've got my funnels in place, I'm running good ads, I'm converting at a very high level, and I'm dropping off all these patients, and yet this guy over here is still frustrated with me. And so we talked this through to better understand where the issue is. And quite frankly, it's because of this gap. Because you aren't just unloading all the patients I bring you, right? In reality, we've got this big building here called the practice, which I think of like the factory. And I'm over here on this side at the loading dock, right? There's the big loading dock door, and I'm bringing all these patients in a nice, pretty package, because that's how I roll, and I'm bringing them into your factory.
Okay.
And yet over here on your side, you're not seeing all these people. So let's say like I'm bringing you, just as an example, I'm bringing you 30 new patients in a given month.
That's good.
From my side. I should
Okay.
be like giving a high five, right? Like, give me a hug. It's not going to happen. And why is that? What do you see on your side?
Okay. So you're bringing 30 new patients. What's happening on my side is that there's gaps. There's holes in the belt here to move from a new patient to a new patient commit to a lifetime patient. And so what happens is we blame the marketers. Hey, these 30 you're bringing me, they're not good ones. You didn't bring me these. You just brought me these. And what I'm telling you as a chiropractor is that I want these. Well, here's the problem. You can only bring me these. It's up to me to fill these holes in my practice. So each of these holes is like a leaky bucket. No matter how many new ones we bring in, until we address these holes in your practice, these areas where patients are falling out and not committing or staying to care, you'll always need a ton of new patients.
You know, that's a really good point. And so, by the way, I'm the world-renowned artist. Let's draw our big bucket down here.
It's the leaky bucket syndrome.
It's the sad leaky bucket. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you one other reason where I'm culpable here is, as a marketer, when I hand things over, a lot of marketing people think, you know what? When you get an email with a person's information, I'm done. I'm finished. But if we look at the factory in here, well, what if I'm dropping off on the loading dock and the belt starts over here? What if this is the very first gap? Meaning, what if we aren't setting good expectations with these patients that I'm sending in, that they know that they're actually patients? A lot of marketers think in terms of leads. When I get someone's information, I'm going to send it in. But most practices aren't set up to handle the lead. They're set up to handle a patient, right? And so there's this gap. I'm sending people your way, but they're not booking appointments yet. So you're not seeing those people come in. So my 30 turns into a much smaller number. Maybe you're only seeing across this threshold to actually book an appointment, right? To get on the calendar. Maybe you're only seeing 8 of those people, and that's getting them right here. And then when they hit your process, if you've got gaps, if you're not building rapport and doing all the things that you're so good at, then the 8 that make the jump from lead to actual booked appointment, that diminishes even further, right? Maybe you only end up with 4 patients. And talk about the stress. What does that do to you when I give you 30 names and you end up with 4 care plans?
So we're going to take a marketing term and turn it into how we view it as chiropractors. So we have to understand we want to get a lead to a lifetime patient. That's a big gap. We have got to close this gap. And so a lead, first we have to define a lead. What does it mean for me? What does it mean for my practice? But then making sure that we have a process to get this lead over to a lifetime new patient, turning into a wellness patient. And so with that, there's a process. And this is why Joe, the master marketer, and the master practitioner teamed up, because we have two different distinct viewpoints. I view it from my side, and you view it from your side. And so he was my patient first before he was my marketer. He first became my patient and then saw all of my leaky holes of where he could help me. And we went out for lunch that one day, and here we are, all those years later.
All those years later. And so there's one thing that we want to help you with, one thing that we want to leave you with, because not everybody is working with a standalone marketer. Maybe you're doing all of this work in your own office. Well, what we've built is a one-page funnel, and you can go download it and you can go grab it for free. And we're going to walk you through not only to go from, let's say, traffic on your website all the way down, not just to a new patient exam, because that's not really, that's not where you're really seeing revenue. Maybe you're charging for your exam, maybe you're not charging for your exam, but we want to bring it all the way down to loyal, lifetime patient who refers other people.
Oh, well, that would definitely give me turning my upside down frown into a smile there. Look at that.
I tell you what, that's like the most perfect face I've ever seen. Just kidding. So go grab our one-page funnel. We want to walk you through this because there are some specific action points at each step of this funnel that we want to show you that'll help make sure that you're bringing people in not only to get an exam, but to go and become a lifetime patient who gives you a smiley face. And there are ways to do certain things at each step of this to bring people down, right? Some will fly into it normally, some will get stuck at each level, and we've got some really simple do-it-yourself processes so that you can make sure that your funnel is working, that it's effective for you. And that way, whether you're working with marketers or just ad networks, you can ensure that your entire funnel is nice and clean, that there's no gaps on the sides where people can fall out, and then once they become a new patient exam, that you can get them through so that they stay, pay, and refer. Take a look at the funnel and let us know what you think about it, because it's your feedback that fuels future wonderful whiteboard creations like this and more ideas on how we can help you out. Take a look at perfectpracticemarketing.com. Look for the one-page funnel button. Grab it. Find us over on our Facebook group. Let us know what we can do to help you. Sound good?
Hey, well, Joe, it's great doing this whiteboard with you. And I'm Dr. Franklin Luke with Perfect Practice Marketing. And this is Joe Elias, my master marketer.
Have a good one.
Have a good day. I didn't